Hello and welcome. This is Rabbi Shmuel Pollan, and we're back and we're talking about Jewish mysticism again. And it's sometimes hard to define what Jewish mysticism actually is, so it's helpful to know its opposite. So, what is the opposite of Jewish mysticism? And the answer is the theory of evolution. The theory of evolution tells us that the world before us is the result of meaningless random events. That is the exact opposite of Jewish mysticism, which tells us that every second this world is recreated by God Himself, and that every movement, every swaying of a blade of grass is important to the entirety of creation. The question is, which one of those two philosophies is better for you? Which one do we want to adopt? So, the first thing we can note is that all genocidal movements like Nazism and communism are rooted in the philosophy of evolution, in that they tell us that the human being is not sacred. If the human being were sacred and created on purpose for a purpose, then you would not be able to hunt them down and shoot them like dogs and put them in gas chambers or do anything like that. That's only based in the idea that what people are doesn't really matter because they're treating these people, Jewish people or whoever is being the victim of communism, as just primates and not something special. Um, Another thing that we must consider is respect for elders, and there's a story that goes along with this that you should know. There was a Hasidic Jew on a plane and a scientific atheist on the plane, and the Hasidic Jew's grandchildren were constantly coming up to him and asking him, "Do you need anything? Can we get you anything?" And the scientific atheist was amazed, and he said, "How do you get kids like that? My kids would never come up to me and ask me if everything's going well with me." And the Hasidic Jew explained that you have to understand that you are a scientific atheist, and that means that you are two generations closer to a primate, to an animal. And I am a Torah Jew, and that means that I am two generations closer to the giving of the Torah, the giving of the Bible, which is a perfect document, and two generations closer to Adam and Eve, the perfect human beings. So, of course, they would respect me more than they would respect you. Um, the other question is, which one will make you more happy? So, with evolution, you are left with the fact that you are basically a primate, a more evolved primate, and therefore there's no reason why you shouldn't indulge all your animalistic desires, which leads to addiction and a lot of misery. On the other hand, people who are Hasidic Jews, especially its masters, are constantly in a state of ecstasy as they approach God's world, and they take in the messages that God provides to us, and that constant inspiration that provides to us. They're constantly amazed with what they see because every detail of it has so much purpose to it and so much to learn from it. It's the complete opposite of saying it's created by random events. Uh, and the final thing that we must mention is gratitude. Gratitude is extremely important for happiness, and it's just important for being a mensch, being a proper, respectable person. A respectable person does not get a gift and not say thank you. A respectable person says thank you and has gratitude to them. And what we have in nature is something greater than a painting. It's something greater than what even the greatest painter could paint. So if the painting is done on purpose, it is certain that the nature around us is done on purpose. There's absolutely no doubt of that. Absolutely no doubt that evolution is actually wrong, because we know that things like paintings are able to be done by humans only on purpose, and that which is greater than a painting must for sure have been done on purpose. And therefore, you want to have gratitude. You don't want to be an ingrate and just take it all for granted, that you fact that you can see, that your heart beats, that you can stand straight, that you have a sense of balance, and all the things that we have in our body and that we have in nature. We don't want to take it for granted. We want to have proper gratitude for all of it. I hope that makes sense. I hope you see the difference between evolution and Jewish mysticism, and I hope you fully understand and get the fact that Jewish mysticism is the way to live your life. God bless.